Okay, so hello, welcome everybody to another video of Bioprime 33. Okay, so if you remember last video, we talked about the round trip variance and the drive variance and some other random moves that I thought were kind of interesting. And yeah, we covered so many moves that I thought it would be a good idea to just rank them, give my opinion, see which moves are better, which moves are worse, which moves deserve to be erased from existence. If you haven't watched that video, I suggest you to go watch that now. A lot of important context will be there. I will not explain everything here. And if you like this video, you can always like, subscribe, leave some comments. You left me a lot of interesting comments last video. A lot of important information that I think will help us make this a more interesting video as well. So with all said and done, let's just start with the beginning. Okay, let's start. Have you ever watched a tier list and be like, yeah, I definitely know where some of these moves are going to end up? Yeah. Is there anything else I need to say about the MC4's round trip? I think I made it pretty clear in the last video why this move is trash. It is slow, it doesn't even target the person you want to attack, it's not very strong. It's definitely the worst round trip Dante has had, and one of the worst, and I think it's the worst round trip in general. It's not very good, honestly. But in some of the comments, you told me a cool, interesting fact I didn't know. If you actually start a mission as Virgil when you open the game, or Bloody Palace, whatever, and then quit and then pick up Dante, there's this weird glitch where Dante will have round trip charge time reduced to be like Virgil's. He doesn't throw it immediately. He has that weird animation where he prepares the sword and then throws it. But the initial charge time where he accumulates the energy, that's instantaneous. That takes no time because Virgil's is just that fast. So yeah, there is that. That's an easy way to make this move just a little bit better. The move's still weak. The move still targets whoever it feels like it, but it's at least not as slow when you do that. So I think that's actually kind of a way to make them better. I don't think that's going to make it go anywhere higher than this, but it's better than nothing. Let's see. If this move is some of the worst, we have to check some of the best moves. And yep, this move staggers enemies. This move, it doesn't leave you without a sword or without your shurikens in this case. You can just spam this shit. This targets enemies up in the air. This does everything. I don't think there's anything this move doesn't do. And also, you left me a comment as well. Not only staggering enemies is good, there are certain sections in the game where you have to face both angel enemies and demon enemies, and this is the best move to deal with those situations. I knew that, but I didn't remember to mention that in the video, but yes, sometimes you can just use this on the angel enemy. That's gonna keep them busy for however long the attack lasts, and then you can go for the demon enemy and just beat the crap out of them. And if the angel enemy wants to attack you again, you just throw another one of this. It's just that effective. This just neutralizes whatever enemy you're facing off against. It's just that good. It's just that good. Let's see. Now let's go with the original move. I think this has earned a spot in B tier, to be honest. It's very middle of the road. It's not some of the best moves. It doesn't do half of the stuff this move does, but it's not half as bad as this move either. Like, you can charge it for a long amount of time, but you don't have to. You're not forced to do that. You can just charge it a little bit and then throw it and then land some quick combos with your punch and kicks. Or if you want, you can swap into Ifrit. This is the one game where that's actually useful. So I don't know if that's an important context. Without that, the move would not be as usable, as interesting. But the fact that it helps you not only keep your style, but also change to your other weapon in ways that you don't need to in other games. In other games, you can just swap immediately, but in this game, you need some extra help, and this move does that for you, so I think it deserves some recognition for that. Maybe compared to some of the other moves, it's not going to be as good. Maybe we'll have to drop this into C tier later. We'll see. Okay, that was the first game. The second game, I don't think this move is very good, honestly. DT's round trip for Dante, it doesn't have a lot of range. It doesn't have a charge time, that's good, but it doesn't go far away. You can only use it on Devil Trigger, and with the flying heart, you have to be flying in the air, not even after a jump, but after a flight. So you are forced to equip one specific trigger heart to use this move. Very few moves actually for specific conditions like that. And you can change hearts at any time. It's not like you have to go. It's not like the MC3 where you have to go to one of the divinity statues. But that's still kind of an annoying thing. Maybe you wanted the quick heart and you wanted to move super fast, but now you cannot do that because you have to fly to use this move. It's kind of annoying. I don't. This move deals good damage. I said that in the video. I think the best thing this move has is damage. It's quite strong, but I don't think it's all that interesting aside from that. I think this move is a lot better than that in that sense. And speaking of round trips, Trish's round trip. No, actually, this move is pretty much the same thing. It has this is Trish's DT round trip. It works basically the same way. It has that little property where you can cancel the move. You can go out of Devil Trigger and then you can attack. And since you're considered swordless, you do like a dive kick or something. It just makes it a little bit more interesting than Dante's variant, but yeah, kind of whatever as well. Trish's round trip is one of my favorite moves in the series, at least from this tier list. Where does it deserve to? I think it's one of the best traditional round trips. I think it's, at least in my opinion, it should be the best. But I'm gonna put it in S tier for now. The move is very much instantaneous. The move goes far away. It targets enemies in the air. It opens the room for combos. You actually get to use most of Ifrit's base moveset. The base combo is actually the MC1 Dante combo, but whatever. It goes for the enemies you're locking onto. If you change to a different target, or if the enemy you're attacking dies, you can go and attack someone else. It just has a lot of things going on for it. And as someone in the comments mentioned, you can actually press L2 when the move is out, and you will actually call the sword back quickly, like you can do for some of the other moves in the series. I didn't know that. I tried to do that. I couldn't get it to work. I thought that you couldn't call this move early, but apparently you can, and that's kind of cool. That makes it even better than I thought it was. The only thing that isn't very good is that if you get hit, the sword immediately comes back, so you have to throw round trip again. I'm repeating myself from the previous video. I think that's the main flaw this move has, and even then it's not a terrible flaw, so I think the move deserves to be at least in the higher tiers for now. Let's see. Let's get done with the MC2 as well. I think that might be good. The image here is planting the sword on the ground, but that's not what I'm talking about. This is about when you call the sword back, it does a little round trip and then goes back to you. That's kind of a whatever move. Planting the sword on the floor is not bad, but calling it back, trying to use it as a round trip, as an attack itself, I don't think it's all that good. I don't think it does much of anything for you. I think it's gonna stay here for now. And this is underwater round trip. Yeah. I only had one clip of this. You were not going to get me to go back and play the level again just to get another clip, so I'm sorry if this doesn't look all that good. But yes, this is the MC2's underwater round trip. The only move in this video that is used underwater. Well, you also can use this underwater, but this is not exclusive. This is exclusive, and this kinda fucking sucks. You just throw it, it goes for an enemy, then if you change targets or if it dies, it goes for another enemy, and it deals some damage, and that's it. Like, it wants to do what this does, but you cannot do combos underwater, so it's just attacking. And it's not necessarily bad at that, but the fact that this is exclusive to underwater use just makes it... You can use this in like 2-3 levels, I think, and then you never see it again. That's this move. That's everything this does. These moves are DT exclusive, but you can get DT pretty much in any moment in normal gameplay. You're gonna see DT very often, and you get the flying heart kind of early in both of the campaigns as well, so that's not a problem. But this, no man, no. This is just... You're gonna use this move like twice, 2 levels, 3 levels, and that's it. So yeah, I don't think it can get it can get higher than this. Let's see some of the other moves. What else is interesting? Sword Pierce, I made it look pretty good in the previous video. I think it's still pretty good, at least compared to what we have right now. Yeah, I think it deserves an S tier. It doesn't have a charge time. It doesn't give you full combo options, but this is the MC3. You don't always need those, and you still get some melee attacks. This can target enemies up in the air. This can, if you kill an enemy, this goes for a different enemy. You can call it back immediately. It's taking the idea of what DMC1's round trip did, changing a couple of things, but in general, it's just an improvement. It's just a better version of this move. And as such, I think it deserves to be here. Drive, though, nah. This is probably the worst drive in the series, but I don't know if I mean, at least this move can be used whenever you want, right? Compared to these two, it's strong. It deals good damage. That's what it's like. It deals good damage, and that's it. It's super slow to use. It compared to Sword Spear, Sword Pierce is Sword Master exclusive. You can use this anywhere, but the fact that it is so slow makes it almost unusable. Even the other variants here that are slow at least have some other things going for it, but this one just deals good damage and kinda launches enemies up in the air. You can try to do some stuff with that, but this is the MC3, you don't have that many options, honestly. So yeah, I think we're gonna leave this one for now here. Even Crawler, I think it's better. Crawler is not as strong, but it's faster, so you can actually use it. It has a better hitbox, and it's a fire-based attack. This game has elemental weaknesses. They never tell you that, but fighting some of the bosses and some of the enemies, you can see that they are weak to certain elements. I didn't bring this in the video, honestly, but this makes the move even at least a little bit better against enemies weak to fire. So yeah, it has that little bit of extra anything going for it. The MC3's round trip. Is this worse than Drive? I think they're on a pretty similar level. Some of the comments told me that you can do some interesting stuff with round trip, like you can use it in combos, you can send enemies high up in the air, you can use, I think it was blistering swords to keep them there, and then you can throw round trip. You can do some elaborate combos with this. I didn't know that. I only used this like a normal round trip, like some of the other moves here, and it wasn't very good in that sense. But yes, considering this is Virgil and he has summon swords, he can do some stuff in between other animations. I think that makes the move a little bit better than I initially thought, but I don't think it's still very good in general. So I'm wondering, is this better than Dante's Drive? Dante's Drive deals more damage, but this has some combo usage, this attacks enemies high, this Drive never goes. Drive sequence. I hate Drive's hitbox, it's terrible, I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna put them in a similar level for now, we'll see. The MC4's Drive is at the very least B tier, I think. Drive and Overdrive. I mean, I'm saying this mostly comparing it to the MC5s and the reboots from the Drive, we'll have to see, but this is an improvement from the MC3's Drive. It has a better hitbox, even if it still goes on the ground only. You don't have to charge it. Like you can use it with Sword Master, and you don't have to charge it. If you charge it, it deals more damage, but you're not forced to wait for that long ass animation. It still has a long animation, but not because it is charging. And since Overdrive is pretty much just an extension of this move, we can count Overdrive here as well. And yes, that's more damage. Those are 2 extra attacks. Those actually go for enemies up in the air. It's way better than the MC3's Drive. Is it better than the other moves here? Probably yes, but I don't know if it goes into A tier. Quick Drive. I think, yeah, it goes similarly with this. It's still only a move that goes on the ground, but it's faster. That's it. It doesn't do Overdrive, but it's faster. It's significantly faster than normal Drive. I don't even know if there's a damage difference between the one Drive. I mean, there probably is, or at least you can charge this one, so yeah. Okay, some of the comments mentioned that you can use Grief. This is Pandora's move. This is like Pandora's round trip. I'm gonna be honest with you, I had not really experimented with this move before. I didn't really know what it does. I had to check it after reading the comments. Shout out to Destiny Spider for that. Okay, so the way this move works is that Dante throws Pandora and it hits the enemy like once or twice, and that's it. That's what the move does if you just throw it, but if you hold it, the move actually like targets an enemy and hits them a couple of times. It hits them multiple times, but it depletes your Pandora disaster gauge. And you can use it until your gauge goes to zero, whatever. If you hold it, if you have the full bar and then use it, the move can stay out for a long ass time. It can deal some significant damage. But the fact that it needs that bug gauge, it depletes significantly faster than it is to feel it. This might be the single most annoying resource to feel in all of Devil May Cry. I'm being serious. Devil Trigger, you can feel it just by fighting, just by landing attacks, getting hit, by taunting. Seeing Devil Trigger, you just have to be careful when you spend your Devil Trigger, so you can actually turn some of your bar into Sin Devil Trigger, whatever. But this, you not only have to land specific attacks, not only like in general, like any projectiles, you have to land attacks with Pandora. Any base Pandora attack, like that it is in Gunslinger, it's going to fill your bar. But it feels it so little, so slowly. You have to land so many attacks for it to make a difference. And then when you actually want to use any of the Gunslinger attacks, they deplete the bar so fast. It's so annoying. That makes you won't have access to the good version of this move all that often. Usually you will have to kind of grind that bar, or you will just not have much meter to do anything interesting with this move. If the bar fill itself slowly over time, and you could use attacks to maybe fill it faster, or if you could fill it by just landing any kind of gun attack, with even an Ivory, with Coyote A, that would make it a lot better, honestly. That might put it higher. Because I don't think the move's bad, I think the move's kind of interesting. But it relies on the most annoying resource that could ever be, so I don't think I can put it higher than this if more often than not you're gonna have the shitty version available. Maximum Bet, I definitely did not forget the name. Another DT exclusive attack, but you don't have to be on the air or flying to do that, to use this attack. It's not very strong in the grand scheme of things. Like, it doesn't deal a lot of damage, but it actually has a lot of range. When you charge it, the hitbox becomes kind of big, even if that's a weak ass multi hit. Like, what can I tell you? This move goes far away. It can attack a couple of enemies. If you use the uncharged variant, you can like combo it into some of your normal strings. That's cool, but it's not as strong. And for a move that is DT exclusive, and that trying to charge this move is gonna take you a long ass time, you're gonna waste a lot of Devil Trigger on this. It's not that impressive. I don't think it's all that good, to be honest. I think it's kind of whatever. And now I want to skip over for no reason. Yeah, this is kind of the same. It feels a little stronger, the hitbox is a little bigger, but overall it's still kind of the same thing. Actually, when you want to use this move, you consume 1 bar of DT immediately just by activating this move. That didn't happen in 4, but yeah, overall it's kind of more of the same. I don't think this is all that much better. And if we're gonna talk about Nero, let's get done with his character. We have damn it, I'm forgetting some of the names. When you fire your arm like a rocket launcher, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like taking what the original round trip was, but turning it into a Devil Breaker. It's gonna hit an enemy a couple of times. You will not have access to a Devil Breaker, but that's one of the things that hurts this move the most. If Nero had the ability to change Devil Breakers at will, this move might actually be quite good. You could use this and then combine it with some of the other moves. But you cannot do that. You can only have 1 Devil Breaker available at a time, and as such, whenever you use this move, not only are you putting yourself at the risk of getting hit and losing this breaker, but you also just don't have access to any other Devil Breaker moves. So it's kind of a commitment, a big one, to be honest, more than some of the other moves here. And for that, I don't think it's all that impressive either. It helps you juggle enemies, like some of the other moves here do, but it's not doing anything groundbreaking, to be honest. You know who is doing something groundbreaking? This drive is just amazing. They saw what the MC4 drive and quick drive were and just made it into a single, better, impressive move. This move is fast. You can use it in the middle of your combos like it was quick drive, but it is still normal drive, so you can still fire all through waves, you can charge it, you can change directions. It has a perfect charge timing in the middle of the second charge, I think it was. So you can deal even higher damage. This move, this move does so much. Like, what are the flaws in this move? Does this move have any flaws? It's not as strong as a traditional drive, but this is fast. You can just use it a couple of times. You can still charge it for better damage. So it's even not even that weak in the grand scheme of things. And this also cannot be used against the angel and demon enemies. And you see those sometimes in the campaign. You don't see them all the time, but they are kind of present. So whenever they are there, yes, this move loses a lot of its value. But overall, I think it's just good. You can use this in combos. You can use this as in and of itself. You can defend yourself. You can throw one one wave, and then you can fire the others whenever in other directions if the enemies want to attack you. I don't think the flaws on this move are terrible enough to put it below S tier. This is definitely one of the best drives, if not the best drive in the whole series. Just like that. And since we're talking about Dante from the reboot, yeah, I didn't mention these moves in the video. Arbiter, the axe, has two projectiles. One grounded projectile that is like the MC3's drive, but kind of better. And another attack where he throws the head of the axe. I remember this move while I was editing the video, but I had already recorded the audio and everything, so I just got too lazy and I didn't include it. And I did not think about this move. You in the comments had to remind me this move existed because I did not think about it. So now let's just get done with this. Drop/tremor. This is a weird move. It has two variants, the grounded variant and the aerial variant. They both do almost the same thing. They slam the axe against the ground, so that's a hitbox, and then it also shoots a wave of energy on the ground. That it's not that strong, at least it doesn't seem like it, but it sends enemies high up in the air, it launches them. It's like a long range launcher, that's kind of cool. The difference is that on the ground it is always kind of slow, it has to complete this long ass animation. But in the air, the wave only fires when you touch the ground. So you can do this thing where you jump, and then right as you're going to hit the ground, you use the move, and Dante skips the whole animation and just shoots the wave. I've seen this integrated in some combos, and yes, that's the best way to use this move. It goes from being a slow wave on the ground to an instantaneous attack. I mean, of course, that's only after you jump, so it's not like you cannot use this immediately on command, but that makes it kind of better. It can launch enemies, and you can kind of stall enemies with this as well. You can use it against enemies, you're gonna keep them on the air, then you can use it again, and again, and again, and again. It's similar to round trip in that sense, just not as good. So I think, yeah, it's just like this drive, it's away from the ground, it deals some damage, it launches enemies, but I just think it's better, especially with the air version consideration. I just think it's way better. Is it the A tier material? I don't know if I would go that high, but I think this is definitely a good move. I think this is definitely a move that you want to consider. Yeah, why not? Let's say it goes in A tier for now. The other projectile, flush and air flush, that he just throws the head of the axe. This one actually feels like a stronger move, and when it hits the floor or a wall, it does a little explosion for extra damage and to send the enemies away. It's okay, it's a strong move, but I think the usability of the other move and those extra properties make it a little better. So we're gonna keep you here for now. Let's see, that was the reboot Dante, reboot Virgil. This is his drive. We talked about it in the main video as well. He fires a little wave towards the ground. I didn't think that was anything impressive. For a demon attack, it didn't seem to do all that much damage. the more interesting part is that it also has a hitbox with the sword, so it can send enemies straight to the ground. And that's actually an important move. You can use that in a lot of combos. You can attack enemies with your main combo, then you can use drive, you send them to the ground. You can use the following attack for a shockwave, or you can use Helmbreaker, or you can do whatever, you can teleport them. But you can do a lot of things with this move. Sending the enemies to the ground not only helps you just throw them away from the stages, like because these stages are just floating platforms, you can kill a lot of enemies instantaneously with this. That's valuable. But you can also use it in the middle of combos like a normal attack. And that's actually not something that a lot of moves here can do. So even if the wave is not that impressive, part of the attack is the actual sword swing, and that's actually quite a good move for in a lot of ways. So yeah, I think it gets there. Virgil's air flush. I barely brought up this move in the original video. I was too lazy to actually talk about it. Let's do it now. He fires what seems to be a summon sword, spinning horizontally, and when it hits an enemy, it sends them flying back. It actually sends them quite far away. So this is also a move that can be used to throw enemies off the platforms. It's quite a fast move. It doesn't seem all that weak. It's a move that can only be used in the air, but this is DMC Devil May Cry. You're going to be in the air a lot of the times regardless. So this can also be used in your air combos as the other move. Again, not a lot of these moves can be used in your combos in natural ways. These two moves can be used like that. No, man. Let's go. I thought I said this was the more interesting projectile, and it is. But again, I think drive as a physical attack it just does more for you. It just allows for more combos, for more routes. I don't know, man. We're gonna put you here. And now, since we're talking about Virgil, let's just get Virgil out of the way. DMC4 round trip. Yep, it's just a surprisingly good move. It just does a lot of things. It's fast, it can be used in the air, it has that vortex/tornado property where it attracts enemies, and it keeps them there for a little while. So if you want, you can judgment cut them, you can charge Beowulf attacks, you can start combos. It leaves them vulnerable, at least the weaker enemies, so you can do whatever you want with them. You can call the sword back whenever you want. It's so fast that you can just spam the move in itself. Like, there are not a lot of things this move cannot do. This move is just good. This move is just that good. I still like Trace's version a little more since it allows for more combos, it covers more distances. This move doesn't do that. And it can attack multiple enemies. If an enemy dies, it goes to a different enemy. This move just stays in place. So it's not bad. It's actually quite a good move. I think it's definitely better than pretty much anything here. Maybe even some of the moves here, we'll see. But I don't know. I personally wouldn't put it in S tier, even if it probably... Yeah, it's actually quite a good move. Virgil's drive, and I separated his drive and quick drive because these moves are actually kind of different. His drive is good. His drive is also good. I'm gonna put it here for now. It's a quick attack. You don't have to charge anything. You can use it in the middle of combos. It doesn't travel very long distances, but it's a projectile. It still goes a little bit far ahead. Honestly, I'm not convinced that this is that good, if I'm completely honest. At least compared to the 5 variant. The 5 variant is everything this is, but better. So yeah, the 5 variant is basically this move, but it can actually go through enemies, so you can actually hit multiple people at once, like in a straight line. This move doesn't allow you to do that. You can hit one enemy or maybe just a couple of little enemies if they're very close together. This move doesn't care. This move travels far ahead. This move is DMC4 but better. So that much better to throw this one in V tier? I don't know, but definitely better. And then there's Overdrive. It doesn't have to be a slow move. You can use it without charging it, and it just goes. It just fires it kind of fast. It's a horizontal wave. It deals some extra damage. But if you want, you can charge this move for a stronger attack, a multi-hit that's gonna keep enemies busy for a little while. If I'm honest, I think the drive part of this move is better, especially in DMC5. So I don't think this is bad, but honestly, I don't think it's all that impressive either. It's like more like a compliment to the original attack. It's nice having a horizontal attack, and not many characters have a horizontal wave in this game, or well, in the franchise. But I don't think it's that impressive either. Um, I definitely think normal drive is better. Whereas I'm not as convinced the MC4 drive is better than this. We'll see. And the MC5 overdrive is kind of the same. I think it lasts for a little longer. You can charge it to a third level, so it's a little better in that sense, but we're gonna put them close together as well. And the MC5 round trip is, yeah, basically the same. I think they are mostly the same thing. The MC4's Force Edge concentration meter buff makes it so it deals more hits. This one makes it so it staggers enemies easier. I don't know if that really comes into play with round trip specifically, but I think they're very similar there. And that's Virgil, one of the Dante's twin brother, but he's not the closest to a Dante clone. That's Trish. We're gonna see what Trish does. Trish's round trip. Again, I personally prefer the MC2's approach. Like just as in gameplay, I think it's more fun, at least for me. But as the move itself, this is quite a good move as well. It has a huge ass hitbox, so it can hit a couple of enemies close together. It actually travels longer distances than Virgil. It stays there attacking for a significant amount of time. I think this might be the move that stays out for the longest, unless that is the MC2's round trip. But I think it's this move. You can use it to charge your attacks, and Trish has some significantly strong attacks with her bare knuckles as long as you get to charge them. And this move allows you to do that. What are these moves' flaws? It doesn't target enemies vertically. And of course, when you use it, you cannot fight with Sparta, you cannot use your sword combos, but you still have your bare knuckle moves, and some of them get it so much better that it compensates for that. I made it seem like it was just kind of okay in the main video, but in the comments you mentioned that it has some special properties. Like she can conduct electricity. Like you can use an electric attack and it's actually going to traverse in the move. It's actually going to conduct it. So it actually makes it a little better. And it has some particular specific tech where you can use. You can honestly, I don't know. I'm not very versed into specific tech, but someone left me a comment. They explain how you can even use a particular version of distortion with this. So the move actually seems to be quite good. Again, I might have to reorder this at the very end, but I think this definitely deserves to be with the better moves in the series. Trish's Overdrive. In a vacuum, it should be better than DMC4's Dante's Drive, since it's doing the same thing, but it fires more waves, it can change directions. All of that is better. But man, to access this move, you have to complete a 3-hit combo with the Vernacles. She launches 3 kicks, and then after that you can start using Drive. And then if you actually want to go from the 3 waves, you have to charge the move. That's not how it works with any other variant. With a normal Drive, you can fire 1 wave, or if you press the button again, you can fire 2 extra waves. That's it. With Trish, you can only fire 3 waves in base by default, and you have to charge it to fire then 7 and then charge it again to fire 11. So if you actually want to get the most overpowered version of this move, you are forced to charge it, which takes some time, and that is after landing the 3-hit combo. That also takes some time. So in reality, the move is kind of uncomfortable to use. You have to go through so many steps to get the best out of this move, while pretty much everything else is just usable immediately. You don't have to go through so many things. So I don't know if that makes it better than Dante's, because you can at least use Dante's however you want, whenever you want. With Trish's, you actually have to do so many things. When you actually get to use the move, it's like Dante's but better. When you actually charge it, it is significantly better since it fires more waves. But when you don't get there, and a lot of the times you might not, sometimes I want to use this move, I'm gonna start using my combo, and then I will just be interrupted. I will be getting hit or something, and the enemies will move, and it will be harder to land. I I don't know. Just for that, I don't think it's better than Dante's. You can use Dante's however you want. You cannot use this one. You don't have the same freedom when you want to use this move. You're more limited, if that makes sense. This is the Sparta's second combo. She copies Dante's first slash, then the spinning attack from his combo 2, but then she fires two small drive waves. This is whatever. Like, honestly, I just put it here because, of course, she uses drive. I needed to mention that. But it's just like a part of the sword combo. They don't have a lot of range, so it's not like you can use them as projectiles. And the other part of a specific combo, so it's just like a little extra addition, honestly. It's just like two extra hits. They don't work as projectiles in the same way anything else here does. They don't travel long distances or anything. It's just kind of whatever. I think I might put it lower, honestly. And this is V-Divider. V-Divider is also a significantly good move. I don't know if it's better. I don't think it's better than Round Trip. This is a faster move. No, actually, both moves are fast. What I mean is that this move is quicker, it lasts less. You just fire the sword, it's gonna spin a little bit, and it's gonna come back to you. And if it hits some weak enemies, it's gonna bring them back to you, so you can use it to combo some of the enemies. You can fire these, you can get them with you, and you can start some combos. Or for the small amount of time that this stays out, you can use some of your swordless moves, so you actually get to charge some of the strong attacks she has. So again, not a bad move by any means. This is even usable in the air. A lot of moves here cannot be used in both the ground and the air. And even if they did, I don't think they would benefit that much from that. This move does. The move is good for that. Is this some of the best in the series? I don't really know. As a move itself, it's not that strong. Like, it doesn't deal that much damage as far as I know. But it brings enemies to you. It's like a snatch, like a proto snatch. Well, snatch already existed. It's not proto, like a semi snatch for Trish, since she doesn't have Devil Ringers or anything similar. So it works like that. It can, yeah, actually, you can use this in combos in interesting ways, since you can use it in the middle of combo to throw an enemy away and then call it back, and then you can charge your attacks. This move has interesting use cases. I don't think it's better than Round Trip, but I think it has interesting use cases. And now we are left with the final version of Dante. The first two Round Trips, these are better than the NC4's Round Trip by far. You don't have to charge this. This actually go for the enemy you want to. That's kind of it. If you equip both swords, you actually can throw one sword and fight with a sword steel. But that's a very specific use case. Normally you will just equip Dante, and Dante doesn't even have this traditional round trip, so yeah, screw you. I say these are like C tier moves, honestly. Are they better than Virgil's? Probably yes. This is the MC5 Dante. He also has some summon swords that he can use in the middle of our animations. So maybe you can do some interesting stuff with this. You don't have to charge it in the same way you have to charge the MC3's round trip. That's kind of it, whatever. And this is that move but better. It's basically the same move, but it deals a little more damage, and I think it has a bigger hitbox, even if it's by a small amount. I might be wrong on that, but whatever. And then we have round trips. I think I made it pretty clear in the main video how this is one of the best moves Dante has ever had as well. It is a summon sword attack. You can use it in the middle of any other actions, both charging the attack and releasing it. When you don't release it, you have a chains on your back that can attack enemies. It can juggle enemies for free once you actually throw it. Like, there aren't many moves that are just give you so many possibilities like this. Like, this is a significantly good move. This is the fact that you can use it in the middle of any other action, just in general. Like, you can be throwing your melee combos, you can be juggling enemies, you can fire some projectiles with your guns, and then while you do all of that, you can charge this move. And then whenever you want, after finishing the combo or whatever, you can throw it. It's gonna chase the enemy, it's gonna juggle them, so you can even extend your combos with that. Like, this move gives you so many possibilities, and you can use it basically at any time as long as you have the Dante sword available, equipped. There's just what are the limitations of this move? This move just does everything you want. I think it's definitely one of the better moves ever in the whole franchise. Not even just compared to these moves here, but in general, I think this is a pretty good move. So the question is it? I don't think it's better than the reboot round trip, even if that move is not doesn't allow for overlap like this one, like a normal attack, and then this move it doesn't allow for that. But the way it staggers enemies, the way you can just use it as many times as you want, the way you can charge it to get a bigger hitbox, and it also has a perfect charge variant where it gets I think an even bigger hitbox. This move does that move does everything you want, honestly. But this move is so good; it has to be at least in the top three, I think. Like I like Trish's round trip, I like it a lot, but I think this one has to be at least a little better. And finally, the last two moves, the MC5's drive and quick drive. Let's make it clear. This is better than the MC4's drive, but this is not better than the Reboot's drive. It's kind of in the middle. So I guess it can kind of stay here. Or maybe no, I don't think it's S tier material. I don't feel like it, honestly. The base drive works similarly. It is a base move, it is not Swordmaster exclusive. That wasn't a very big limitation in the MC4 to be honest, but still, you can charge it to 3 levels for extra damage. You can only charge it for 2 levels in its other variants. Well, at least 4 and the reboot. 3 is not even like that. You can use the summon swords to keep enemies away or do whatever, protect you a little bit while you charge this attack. You can attack enemies in the air, like in the reboot. You can change directions, not completely like in the reboot, but it's at least more than you can do in 4. It's a better version of the MC4's drive, but it doesn't reach the heights that this move does, since it's still kinda slow. And it still doesn't allow it cannot be integrated into combos, it still doesn't allow you to fully change directions. It's just in the middle of these two, so I think this is a pretty good spot. And quick drive, I'm kind of a hater of how they change the inputs, but aside from that, it's still like a better quick drive than the MC4's. Since it's still the same slash from the first move, now it actually can attack enemies in the air. It actually launches enemies. That's actually better than this. It just hits the enemies here, staggers them a little bit, but this one launches them in the air, so you can do more stuff with that. It I don't like the input. I'm a big hater of the input. But I think in general, since this drive is better than this drive, this quick drive just gets to be a little better than this quick drive. So there you go. This is my opinion right now. Let's see if there's anything to change. I don't think there are that many moves that are like almost unusable or just terrible enough to be in D tier. Like base grief is not impressive, but you can actually use the gauge and make it quite a cool move. But you rely on that gauge for it to be good, otherwise it is kind of whatever, so it has to be here. The original drive is kind of shitty. This round 2 is kind of shitty. These ones as well. Do these ones get to even be at the top of C tier? These are DT exclusive. They only have good damage, honestly. I think these moves are more diverse. I think some of these moves do more than those, to be honest. And then we have most of the moves in B tier. I think that's fair. Not many moves are like as impressive to be in the higher tiers, but these aren't bad enough to be here. I don't think this is bad. This is just like a combo string. This is just like part of a combo string. Some of these ones do some other stuff, but also have more limitations. I don't know. Is Crawler better than this? Better than Maximum Bet? I don't know. I don't think I really know how to change this all that much right now. Let's see. Then in A tier, does anything in A tier deserve to go higher? I think it's a pretty fair spot. I think this drive is good, but not as good as this drive, and these modes do some more interesting stuff. I think I'm pretty satisfied with the tier list. Maybe this move. Like, I personally really like the MC2's round trip from Trish. I personally really love this move. And I think I gave my reasons for that. I think this move does some impressive stuff. But is it better than these other moves? I would still leave it in S tier. I just don't know if I would keep it in the top 3 because I think this move is significantly more impressive and this is the best drive ever. After this list, I don't think, after putting everything wherever it goes, I don't think there's objection for that, at least for me. And objectively speaking, or at least compared to how they work in their games, this round trip is probably better. Like, I don't want to be too harsh with this move. I would personally put it. I like, in personal liking. If this was just on how much I like the moves, I would put this move quite high, like higher than it is. But if we're going to look at the moves as compared to each other, like in usability and everything, I would keep it in S tier. But I'm gonna keep it here for. I think it's fair. I think it deserves to be here. It's doing a lot of interesting stuff, especially for a game like the MC2. Like, no hate to the MC2. You know that as much as I know that game is not that good, I don't fully hate it. I think it has interesting ideas. And Trish in general is one of the best things in that game. In general, it's so good. They made Trish so good, even if they had to copy a lot of things from the MC1 Dante. They managed to put a spin on that with some interesting ideas, and Round Trip is the more interesting idea there. So no hate to the MC2. Trish in the MC2 is kind of cool. But yeah. So yeah, I think this is gonna be it for now. I think this is definitely the best round trip. This is a very cool variant. This is definitely the best drive. These are some of the best moves in the series. Yeah, so if you have any disagreements, you can let me know in the comments. I'm gonna tell my underpaid editor to highlight the important comments to highlight the comments with information that you left me in the previous video, some of the more interesting comments in the important sections, so make sure to look out for that. And yeah, if you disagree with this, you can also make your own tier list. I'm gonna leave the link in the description so you can share this with, so you can do your tier list. I have a Twitter that I never use. Maybe you can send it there, maybe you can show it there, or maybe I would, whatever. This took me, longer than it really needed to take, but whatever. We're gonna see what we're gonna do now. I have a lot of footage for Ninja Gaiden 3. I might talk about that game. I've also played a lot of Ninja Gaiden 4. I could talk about that game. Just let me know which one you would prefer me to talk about, which one you would like to see a video on. And if you like this kind of hyper-specific DMC videos, I like making this video. I think you guys also like this video a lot based on how well it performed. So yes, we can make more videos like this. If you have some ideas, you can let me know. Maybe we can talk about the history of Devil Trigger. Maybe we can try making something with the style rank, or something like that. There are a lot of ideas there, so whatever. Again, if you like this video, just leave a comment. I like reading your comments. Leave a like, subscribe if you can. And okay, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. The MC2 releases to poor reception from both the general fanbase and the specialized critics.
Huh? This may be fun.
Wants no part of that bulky man. Oh, God.
Awesome. This
We
there.